fucking joke. You think I'll pay and watch that?
Derek Chisora has never been afraid to speak his mind. And when it comes to Jake Paul's preparation for Anthony Joshua, he isn't holding back. Chisora tears into Paul's training methods, calling them nothing more than a children's workout session. In Chisora's eyes,
I'm gonna pay to watch that. Only kids will pay to watch that. You know, and parents will give their kids money to go watch that. Great for them, but really and truly, I don't know, man. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea. You know, let the legend, and on top of that,
Paul isn't lifting real weights, isn't sparring real boxers, and isn't preparing like a man stepping into the ring with a heavyweight monster. Chisora makes it clear, Anthony Joshua operates on a completely different level. Joshua's discipline, intensity, and power belong in an elite class that Jake Paul cannot even begin to understand.
Right there, like that's the essence of our team right there. Like that man will make me believe something I never even thought of. Like Anthony Joshua, really? And it'll make perfect sense to him. So we'll see.
And when the bell rings, Chisora believes the difference in class will show instantly. Andre Ward, one of the most brilliant boxing minds of the modern era, echoes those sentiments, but from a very different angle. Ward isn't just impressed by Joshua's strength. He's blown away by Joshua's intelligence. According to Ward, Joshua has the rare ability to make complex, high-level boxing decisions that most fighters wouldn't even imagine. He can see openings before...
What do you think about Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua?
Realistically, you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists. He's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him, that this YouTuber who's fought, he fought Tyron Woodley, who was an elite MMA fighter, but, not an elite boxer. He fought Nate Robinson, who was a basketball player. At least he's fought these guys. He fought Anderson Silva, and he dropped Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva was a really good striker. But this is a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua. This is a terrifying human being. Terrifying.
Or they exist. He can control the pace and rhythm of a fight with subtle movements that look effortless to the untrained eye. Ward insists that Joshua is not just stronger than Jake Paul, he's smarter. He understands the geometry of the ring, the timing of exchanges, and the psychology of combat in a way Paul simply cannot match. When Ward speaks about Joshua, it's with the tone of a man who recognizes true mastery. And mastery beats hype every single time. Joe Rogan joins the wave of voices warning Jake Paul about the...
We are in the game of entertainment. Either entertainment in the ring or on the football pitch, it don't matter. It's called entertainment. People are going to buy tickets to go watch Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight. We're all entertainers, either way. So, I'm happy. I'm so happy for AJ because he's doing this for himself. And you have to understand, you have to give...
nightmare he's willingly stepping into. Rogan makes it crystal clear. Anthony Joshua is not just another name on a fight poster. At 34, Joshua is a fully developed, terrifying knockout machine with real heavyweight power and a history of facing elite fighters. Rogan reminds fans that Jake Paul's list of opponents, YouTubers, retired MMA fighters, and a handful of mid-level boxers cannot prepare him for the danger Joshua brings. Joshua is bigger, stronger, angry.
Relax, you're world champion, you cruiserweight, undisputed champion. Relax. I say no, relax.
You want more?
Yes, you must.
You're and infinitely more experienced. Every punch he throws carries the ability to end the fight instantly. Rogan believes that this fight is not just a step up in competition for Paul. It is a leap into a completely different universe of boxing. And it is a universe where Joshua dominates. Chisora, continuing his barrage of blunt honesty, also takes time to praise Joshua's mindset. He points out that Joshua is taking this fight seriously, but not in a tense or...
I'm going to land heavy punches, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to expose him to certain tricks in boxing that he may not have seen yet, and I'm going to bring him to another school of boxing that I don't think he's been exposed to.
Fearful way. He's approaching it with confidence, pride, and a desire to entertain the fans. Chisora notes that while Paul relies on hype, theatrics, and social media headlines to stay relevant, Joshua relies on something far more meaningful: skill, experience, and raw power. Chisora believes that Joshua embodies what a real fighter looks like: focused, disciplined, and ready for war. To him, the contrast between the two
with fights that have literally ended in seconds. He's fought legends: Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared.
two men is so massive that the fight is already decided. Alexander Usyk, a man who knows Joshua better than almost anyone, offers a more technical perspective. Usyk acknowledges Joshua's size and physical strength, but what he truly emphasizes is Joshua's intelligence. Usyk has shared the ring with Joshua twice, and he understands firsthand how dangerous Joshua becomes when he mixes power with strategy. Usyk points out that boxing...
Final predictions for the fight?
AJ will start the fight. The referee will say, come to the center of the ring. AJ will walk back. He will go over and knock out Jake Paul in about 45 seconds.
is not just about brute force. It's about timing, rhythm, footwork, and mental sharpness. Joshua excels in all of these areas. While Jake Paul may have hype, noise, and a loyal online following, he lacks the technical foundation and ring knowledge needed to handle a heavyweight who can think and punch at an elite level. Usyk's message is simple: Joshua's mind, not just his muscles, will be Paul's downfall. Anthony Joshua himself carries an air of calm confidence. He makes it clear that he plans to outclass Jake Paul.
I've got a problem with this one, because Anthony Joshua is a two-time world champion. Jake Paul's a YouTuber and doesn't deserve the right to be in a ring with Anthony.
Well, don't buy the fight then.
It's dangerous. We saw what Anthony Joshua had done to Francis Ngannou. This is a fight.
I know, but what I'm
People
saying
are going in there, their health is at risk.
But the only reason they're
put
doing
someone
it,
in there in a ring.
I know, Jay.
And you say the only reason we're doing it is for money. That don't.
In every department, Joshua speaks less about knockout predictions and more about showcasing high-level boxing. He wants to expose Paul to advanced techniques, subtle traps, and heavy punches delivered with surgical precision. Joshua intends to give Paul a lesson one he is not prepared to handle. His demeanor reflects a man who knows exactly where he stands in the sport and where Jake Paul stands. And the gap between them is enormous. Jake Paul, surprisingly, has not completely dismissed the danger. In fact, he has openly admitted that he is scared of Joshua. He acknowledges Joshua's knockout power.
Anthony Joshua.
Why? Both of you, why?
What do you mean, why? 2 rounds.
Why?
What you mean, why? Because he's a better fighter. Way better.
And the reality that he has never faced an opponent even remotely close to this level of danger. Paul knows the list of names on Joshua's resume: champions, legends, and top-tier contenders. And he understands that none of his previous opponents compare. His admission of fear only highlights the massive gulf between the two men. Joshua is a real heavyweight warrior. Paul is a celebrity fighter pushed into deep waters. Ariel Helwani adds another voice to the predictions, stating that Joshua will dominate from the opening seconds. Helwani's view is blunt. Joshua's power, precision, and experience make a quick knockout, not just
at the moment. He'd be pissed off. He'd be pissed because he'd be thinking, damn it, 'cause I know what stick I'm going to get. So at the time he said, I had a great training camp. No, so if you want us to believe that, then...
possible, but likely. He believes that Joshua won't need long to establish dominance, and that Paul won't survive once the first clean punch lands. According to Helwani, the fight could realistically end in under a minute if Joshua wants it to. That's the difference in levels. TalkSport Boxing joins the chorus, emphasizing that the matchup is a complete mismatch. Joshua is a two-time world champion, a fighter who has faced the very best heavyweights on the planet. Jake Paul is, in comparison, a YouTuber with limited boxing experience. TalkSport analysts even warn that Paul's health is at risk, given the sheer gap in power and skill. They state clearly, boxing is about
blind to predict it. All I would say is Joshua is on a real high.
Technique, timing, and craft, not entertainment. And Joshua is in total control of all three. Jeff Mayweather reinforces the sentiment, predicting that the fight will end in 2 rounds at most. He stresses that Paul's fame and social media presence mean nothing when the bell rings. Joshua's ability to read opponents, react to danger, and end fights quickly makes him the overwhelming favorite. In Jeff's view, Paul stands almost no chance. Joshua is a complete fighter. Paul is not. Johnny Nelson, known for his brutally honest assessments, dismisses Paul's training entirely. He believes Paul is preparing at a level far below what is required to face a heavyweight with Joshua's pedigree.
Paul, that's all I can say. We saw that what Anthony Joshua had done to Francis Ngannou. He went out there and iced him in a couple of rounds. A guy coming from a different discipline. Well, this kid's coming from another level. You know, white-collar boxing in 2018, gone through the mill, and the only boxer really that he's actually boxed, a legitimate boxer he got beat by, and that was in Tommy Fury.
According to Nelson, Paul's camp is full of flashy exercises and showmanship, but lacks the substance needed to handle a fighter who has faced global-level competition. Nelson predicts frustration, confusion, and panic for Paul the moment the fight begins. To him, this is not a competitive match. It's a one-sided challenge. Piers Morgan weighs in from a psychological perspective, noting that Joshua is entering the fight with unmatched confidence and momentum. His recent performances, sparring results, and physical transformation have placed him at the peak.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. You'll see what it looks like when they step.
Of his career once again. Morgan emphasizes that Joshua's mental strength may be the biggest factor of all. He believes that Joshua's self-belief, combined with his experience and preparation, makes him a dangerous force Jake Paul cannot handle. Spencer Oliver adds historical context, reminding fans that Joshua's destruction of Francis Ngannou showcased his ability to dominate fighters from any background. Oliver points out that Jake Paul has almost no credible boxing experience and has already lost to the only legitimate boxer he ever faced. In contrast, Joshua has spent over a decade fighting the best. Oliver's message is simple. Paul is complete.
Oh, Jesus. That's a fucking bad idea. That's a bad idea. But let me tell you what. A lot of people will watch that one.
Will you watch it?
Sure. You know what everybody's tuning in for on that one. I think everybody's going to get what they've finally been waiting for.
Out of his depth. David Hay continues the trend by highlighting the massive physical and technical differences between the two men. He says that even standing next to each other reveals the mismatch. Joshua's size, power, speed, and natural athleticism make him a towering obstacle for Paul. Hay believes Paul simply cannot match Joshua in any area physically, mentally, or technically. Dana White delivers one of the harshest criticisms, calling Paul's choice to fight Joshua a terrible idea. He states that fans are tuning in not for a competitive fight, but to witness Joshua's dominance. Dana emphasizes that Joshua's skill and experience make him a nightmare opponent for anyone with limited boxing background. For Paul, the challenge is beyond.
Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him. But
unrealistic. David Benavidez joins the analysis, praising Joshua as a complete athlete with championship pedigree. He warns that anyone without deep boxing experience faces immediate disaster against Joshua, and Jake Paul, with his limited resume, is exactly that kind of opponent. Benavidez expects Joshua to dismantle Paul quickly and decisively. Carl Froch, never one to mince words, says Joshua will finish Paul quickly, simply because Paul cannot fight at a professional level. Froch criticizes Paul's technique, footwork, and defensive flaws, arguing that Joshua's power and precision will break him down effortlessly.
Should happen. This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury for crying out loud.
Effortlessly. Froch predicts that a simple 1-2 combination could end the fight immediately. Tommy Fury, who has fought Paul himself, puts the gap into perspective. He admits that if he, a cruiserweight with limited professional accomplishments, can beat Paul, then Joshua, a heavyweight powerhouse, will obliterate him. Tommy believes that Joshua could end the fight instantly if he chooses to. In the end, the narrative surrounding this fight is overwhelmingly clear. Anthony Joshua represents skill, power, discipline, and world-class experience. Jake Paul represents hype, fame, and ambition. The two worlds do not match. This fight is more than just a sport.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still won't.
Spectacle. It is a collision between a proven champion and a manufactured star. And almost every expert agrees, Anthony Joshua will dominate. The question now is simple. Are you backing Joshua to prove why he is one of the most complete fighters in boxing? Or do you believe Jake Paul can survive the impossible? Drop your thoughts below and join the debate.